Today is Wednesday, May 13th, 2020. Miss McElrath here with this week's skill lesson for Cumberland Elementary second graders. I hope you enjoyed your lesson last week with Miss Ellis. I thought it was awesome. She's so smart. So I have prepared a lesson for you this week, and we will be doing 3 different activities. So for this week in second grade skills, we're going to review the long sound of letter I. We will also preview the story in our skill reader. It's chapter 3, The Drummer's Grove. Drummer's Grove. And then finally, we will identify action verbs in a fun and exciting way at the end of the lesson. So let's get started. Okay, here we go. So our first lesson is a quick review of the vowel sound I. Now, words that contain vowel I can sometimes be a little tricky to pronounce. For example, wind, W-I-N-D, can be pronounced, as I said, wind, or it can also be pronounced as wind. For the purpose of this exercise, the pronunciation that we will use is wind, like you wind up a toy to begin its action. Okay, so we will work on wind or letter sound I, wind. Okay, here we go. We will begin with a little decoding practice. And as you know, decoding is when we are looking at the letters in a word and we are putting those letters together to create the pronunciation of the word. So I have 3 lists of words that all contain that vowel sound, I, wind, right? And we will think about the meaning of each word, and we'll do some practice on putting them in sentences where they make sense, okay? So let's look at list 1. And I will read the word, and then you can say it after me. You can repeat after me, and then we'll think about what the word actually means, okay? So find. We know that find means to look for something that's missing, and then when you locate it, you find it. That means that you have found it. So find is the first word. And then kind. We use this word a lot at Cumberland. We're always trying to say kind things or do sweet gestures to show people that we care, and we use respect around our classmates, and we try to be kind to everyone. It's very important. Our next word is surprise. Surprise. Okay, so a surprise is something that happens unexpectedly, something that you may have no knowledge of, and then all of a sudden it's just there. Okay, surprise. List 2, we have child. Child, of course, is a baby, a baby person from birth until maybe preteen, right? Child. Wild is the second word in list 2. Wild is something or an animal or a situation that is out of control. A person can be wild, animals can be wild, and certain events can be wild as well. Then we have pilot. A pilot is a person who flies or maneuvers or controls an aircraft. Pilot. Silent is the first word in list 3. Silent means without sound. Then we have driving, how a person operates a mean of transportation like car, bus, right? Or truck, driving. And the final word is entire. Entire means including all, entire. So we've read the list, we've decoded the words, we thought about what they mean, and just to practice, we have 4 sentences here. We will read our sentence, decode the words in each sentence, and then we'll look over to the 3 lists and see if we can identify the word that will fit that sentence and make sense. Number 1, a cat is tame as a pet, but a tiger is opposite of tame. Wild. I hope you chose wild. A cat is tame as a pet, but a tiger is wild. Very good. Sentence 2. What of ice cream do you like best? Checking the list. Yes, I see it too. Kind. What kind of ice cream do you like best? So kind is the correct word for sentence 2. I hope you got 2 for 2 so far. Sentence 3. Don't tell Miss Ellis what I got her for her birthday. I want to her. The entire her, child her. Surprise. You got it. I want to surprise her. So don't tell Miss Ellis. And the final sentence, sentence 4, reads, remember to remain during a fire drill. Fire drill at school. We line up, we quickly get out. Oh yeah, silence. We're always quiet during fire drills so that we can all be safe. Remember to remain silent during a fire drill. Awesome practice. So we finished those 4 sentences. And what I'd like you to do when you have a chance, maybe after the lesson, is to use each word in a verbal sentence of your own. Or if you're up to it, you can write some sentences. Remember to use your capital letters and periods or any type of punctuation that makes sense at the end of your sentences. Have fun with that. That was your decoding practice. Next, we're going to preview a chapter from our skills reader. And the chapter is the 3rd chapter in the text, and it is titled Drummer's Grove. Okay, so in your first story, you read about Kurt and Kim, and big sister Kim was going to go out job searching, and little brother Kurt asked if he could go. And sister said, sure, why not? And then when they asked mom about it, mom said, you only have one job, Kurt. You must be good while your sister searches for a job. So then in the next chapter of the story, when they got to the city where they were going to do the job search, some of Kim's friends asked if they would like to join them to go into the park. And so Kim said, I don't see why not. We could do it. And she and Kurt joined some of Kim's friends in the park. The name of the park is the Drummer's Grove. And so that's where we are in our skills reader. So I would like for you to make sure that you've read chapters 1 and 2. And then when you get to chapter 3, you will think about some of these vocabulary terms that will be in the story. So the vocabulary preview is as follows. Drummers, people who play the drums. Then we have steel drums, Drums that make a tiny sound when they are struck. Bongo drums. Those are little drums held between the knees and struck with the hands. And you've seen those in Mrs. Voiles' music class. Final vocabulary, sound systems. Sound systems are equipment that plays music, such as a car radio, or like a boombox, or you all might call them Bluetooth devices. Miss McElrath. Okay, let's move on to words and phrases. And so in this story, you'll hear the phrase soaking up. And so by soaking up, that simply means enjoying whatever you are participating in. You're taking it all in and you're soaking it up, okay? Then take a shot. Take a shot means to just try something. Just see if you can do it. And if you can't, okay, keep trying. And if you can, you know, that's awesome. So you take a shot, especially at things that you're not used to trying before. Jumped at the chance. Jumped at the chance means that you quickly agreed and accepted. Like you just, as soon as they asked you to do it or asked you to participate, you jumped at the chance and you accepted quickly. Okay, now when you get to the Drummer's Grove, I'd like for you to make sure to read the title. Okay, and then always check out the pictures. Make a prediction. Then you will read the story. Once you have finished reading Drummer's Grove, I'd like for you to complete this task. I want you to take some time to write 5 really good sentences that tell why Drummer's Grove is a good title for this chapter, okay? You can put it in paragraph form, or if you're not quite there yet, you can just write 5 really good sentences. And again, remember, sentences begin with capital letters and end with some type of appropriate punctuation. So Drummer's Grove is your story. And when you have finished it, write 5 really good sentences about it, and we can share in those during our Zoom meeting on Friday, if you'd like, okay? Last activity is to review action verbs. So we know that nouns name are words that name a person, place, or thing. Verbs are words that explain the action or movement of something, okay? So when we're thinking about action verbs, we usually think of words like play and jump, read, sing, and those are things that you could actually see happening, right? Now, sometimes you can't see the action in a particular word that is considered an action verb. For example, thinking. You may see a person doing this and you're assuming that you're thinking, but you can't actually see what their brain is doing or saying to them. But thinking is an action verb. So is pondering. When you're trying to make a decision, should I do this? Should I do that? See, my head is moving, but you don't know what's really going on inside. Believing, like love, believing in something, you can't see it. It's like an emotion, it's a feeling, but it is considered an action verb, okay? So let's get ready to practice. So we're going to decode these phrases, and as we decode them, just to have a little bit more fun, we will act them out, okay? So go ahead and read that first phrase. Shake your brain. I almost feel my moving around in there. Wow. Make a face. Silly face. Make a face. Tap your throat. Tap your throat. Very good. Tap is the action verb. Shake, let me go back. Shake was the action verb in shake your brain. Make a face, make is the action verb. And in tap your throat, I just said tap is the action verb, okay? The fourth phrase, open your mouth. Like the doctor asks you to. So open is the action in that phrase. And finally, give a thumbs up. My favorite, you're awesome. Give a thumbs up. Give is the action verb in that sentence. And so when you have time during your day and it's your study time, I'd like for you to make a list of action verbs. And you could even make up some phrases. Make a list of verbs, act them out, share them with your parents, and read those words to them. That would be a fun activity. So give it a try. Okay. Finally, I have a list of reminders, some things that I want you and your families to remember to do as we are working on our remote learning. So you will use the Cumberland Elementary Remote Learning 2.0 app that we have sent to you to gain access to the lessons and activities. Use your Clever login to practice skills. And if you need that and you don't have it, which most of you do, but if you don't, have your parents reach out to me and I'll make sure that they have the correct login information. Stay engaged. Just love, just marry your lessons and love them. Stay engaged. Read, read, read. Read everything that you have in your little class library. You can read the same books over and over. It doesn't matter as long as you are keeping that mind busy with reading and increasing your vocabulary and knowledge skills. Finally, I always end with have fun. Learning is fun, and you want to have fun while you are learning because it makes it so much easier. When something's tough, just hang in there, enjoy it, and then have fun and celebrate your successes at the end. This is Miss McElrath again from Cumberland School. From myself and Miss Ellis, we are thanking you for being involved in our Remote Learning 2.0 activities, and you continue to join us each day for different lessons and activities. Bye.